What's up, guys? For this Friday's toy review, we're going to be continuing my obsession with MiniMates, but this is a really cool one. This time it's the Toys R Us exclusive Vasquez with the battle damaged alien. Now there's two Vasquez 2-packs out there. There's this one, which obviously, yeah, like exclusive to Toys R Us, but there's also another one where she comes with Hudson. And because I don't have that one, I don't know what this one comes with that one doesn't, or vice versa. So I wouldn't be sure of which one to recommend that you get. I guess it would just be up to you. This particular Vasquez comes with like an extra headpiece. As you can see, the one that she's wearing, already is the one with the the head mount or whatever for the smart gun and stuff like that. And so she has another one without it, and I think that's really cool. If only because the NECA Toys Vasquez, which looks fantastic, that one has the headgear too, but it's not removable because NECA wanted it to make sure it looked like as realistic as possible. So instead of having a headset that just went over the head, they like sculpted it into her face. I don't know, maybe one day they'll make like an ultimate Vasquez and we'll get two head sculpts. That'd be cool. But either way, that still looks really great, but yeah, she's gonna have that headgear the whole time. So here you can have her without it. So that's a nice touch. I'm gonna assume that might be what makes this one special versus the others. But the other 2-packs, they come with a lot of accessories. You wouldn't think that something this little would come with so much stuff, but they do. So you can get that, or you can get this Vasquez with the alien. They also have Hudson with an alien, and then they have Hicks with a warrior alien, and Ripley with an attacking alien, which just means that its little mouth is coming out of its other mouth. So you can do that. That would be buying 4 different packs. You get all 4 characters, and then you get 4 xenomorphs, but you're buying like twice as many packs, I guess you could say, because you're buying 4, whereas you can just get Vasquez and Hudson, and then Hicks and Ripley. And then those are only 2 packs you need to get, and you've got all the characters. You won't have any xenomorphs, of course, so it depends on whether or not that's important to you, or how many xenomorphs do you want. I like getting more and more xenomorphs because I like having a whole swarm. I don't know what you call them. Swarm, herd, flock, a whole flock, whatever, a whole school of xenomorphs. So I want to have as many xenos as possible. But if that's not important to you, then you could just get the character packs, and that's it. However, these are pretty cheap. They're only like $7.50, so it might not be a big deal to just go ahead and buy each character individually just so you can have those xenomorphs. But that's totally up to you. Now, there's not much in the way of packaging since it's so small. On the back, there is a little bio that says Private Vasquez. With Drake, Private Jeanette Vasquez was one of 2 Marines operating smart guns on LV-426. Vasquez and Drake were close friends, and they mutually agreed to disobey the no-fire order. And then there is a bio for the battle-damaged alien, but this battle-damaged alien is the exact same one that came with Drake. So I already read that. It's the same thing. But again, more Xenos is good for me. I can tell that she comes with her smart gun. I can't see much else, but let's go ahead and open this up and we'll see how she looks. I'm already impressed already. I really like that they got a lot of details right. So let's get to it. Okay, here they are out of the packaging, and the xenomorph is the same xenomorph that you get with Drake. If there's any difference, it's that all of this detail on its body is much more silver. Like, it stands out much more. With the other xenomorphs, it's kind of lightly done. Like, you got to catch it in the right light. But here, the silver paint really stands out. But outside of that, it's pretty much the exact same thing. So let's just take a look at Vasquez, who I think came out great. Again, all the details, you got the hair sculpt with the bandana and the headset, which looks awesome. The little detail, like the writing on her armor, which is very Vasquez. Unfortunately, her smart gun does not say adios, but I guess I could write that in myself if I wanted to. But all of it just looks great. I really, really like Vasquez. I'm not sure what it is that why I gravitated towards Vasquez. You know, when I saw these movies, I was like a kid, and you think, you know, you'd be into Ripley or Hicks the most, but for me, it was always Vasquez. And she's a great little mini-mate. I really like building up my collection of mini-mates in general, but specifically, I want to get all of the Marines if I can. I mean, it's like, that's definitely a goal of mine now. If we bring in Drake, I just think that looks awesome to have the both of them together. That's just really cool. And then you can tell that although the actress was not, you know, Hispanic, the character Vasquez obviously is supposed to be, so her skin is a little darker. So they got that, and I don't know, to just the more Marines I get, and just having them all together, it just looks really, really cool. So I really want to get all of them. But even if I had every single one, but I didn't have Vasquez, I would definitely feel like something's missing. Like, don't you, like, for your own collections, don't you think that's how it is? You know, where you're like, oh, well, without Vasquez, man, something just feels a little empty, you know? Like with NECA, you know, where they had Hicks and Hudson, and it was just like, oh man, I really wish they'd make Vasquez. So it's really great that they've finally been able to go ahead and do that. But she's not out yet, so right now, MiniMates Vasquez will have to do. And I think she does well. I was really happy when I got her. It's obviously made my day. If I had any, not really complaints, but like any things I wish for, because the feet are removable, as basically all pieces of a mini-mate are, I wish she would have came with an extra foot, like an acid damaged foot or something like that. It also would have been nice if she would have came with like a cutting torch, like an ion torch or something like that. That would have been cool too. But outside of that, I mean, everything else is just really well done. And so I think it's a really, really great little figure. I don't know if you can find this specific Toys R Us exclusive one, or if you can get the Vasquez that comes with Hudson. I would recommend either or, because these little mini-mates are really, really, really cool. Okay, now Vasquez doesn't come with much in the way of accessories. She comes with the chest burster, which is just like the ones that Drake and Apone come with. Again, nice detail. All the wrinkles on the body and the teeth. So she comes with one of those. You know, mini-mates always come with little stands for their characters. That's nice too. She comes with this extra headpiece. So she's not wearing you know, the smart gun headpiece, and it's got a little peg there, so all you do is you just give her a crazy lobotomy, and then you just put that in there. You want to line it up because the headpieces always have the ears and all that, but there you go. It's just really simple. I think for the most part I'm going to keep the other headpiece, if only because the way I have these figures set up is kind of like from the beginning of the film, so I'm going to have her like that. I just think it looks really, really cool that way, but that is an option. And the other thing that she comes with is her smart gun. And the smart gun comes in two pieces. The part that attaches to the gun and the part that attaches to the body. There is a peg hole on the gun, and you just pop that in there like that. And Vasquez has a hole on the side of her uniform, and it just plugs in like that. And then of course you can hold onto the handle. Mini-mates don't have the articulation for her other hand to come across over here, unfortunately, but that's not really a big deal. And again, with the smart gun, for being such a tiny accessory, for such a tiny toy, lots of detail. I think that looks really cool. And the way they got the drum magazine of all the ammunition and everything like that. Her gun looks a little bit more black to me than Drake's gun. Drake's gun looks almost I don't know, it looks a little bit more shinier. It's a little hard to tell with the kind of glare I'm getting here, but his gun looks a little shinier to me. This one looks more like a solid piece of black plastic, whereas this one seemed like it had some sort of sheen to it that made Drake's gun look a little bit more metallic. But outside of that, I mean, they're pretty much the same thing. So they both look good either way. Okay, now then for articulation, I went ahead and took off her armor. You can see they kind of tried to draw some breasts on her. She is a woman, you know, not getting mistaken for a man. So she has like just, you know, all MiniMates have this exact same, the exact same articulation of having this little ball joint for a shoulder and a little single hinge, and then you can rotate, you know, the hands. You want to be careful with the little MiniMates pieces as you can easily just kind of pop them off. I mean, you can just pop them right back in, but you know, you don't want to, they're really tiny pieces. You don't want to drop them and lose them. Stuff like that happens. But again, I feel like they're kind of impossible to really break as everything just snaps back into place. So, and then you can turn the head left and right, and because it's also on like a ball joint, it can look up and down a little bit, and you can have them like kind of cock their head. And then they have a little ball joint at their hips. They kick pretty far forward and backwards, and then they have a hinge at the knee, and then they also have a swivel at the ankle for whatever reason it is that you would want a little MiniMate to have a swivel. Well, you got it. And they have a swivel at the waist. That's a little harder to do when she's got her armor on, but all MiniMates have that articulation. Even the Xenomorphs, they all have that exact same type of articulation as well. Oh, his arm came off. Anyways, well, that's the thing. That's my only gripe about MiniMates is the pieces come off real easy, and you always gotta snap them back on. But the aliens got the same articulation. As well as having an articulated tail that has another segment at the bottom, so you can twist it there as well. It's very simplistic, as you would expect, but I still think it's really good, because for the most part you would think with figures this small that they wouldn't have hinges at the elbows or the knees, and they do, and I appreciate that. So the articulation on MiniMates, as far as I'm concerned, is pretty good for their size.